to the URBONUS podcast, guys, or as someone referred to it, the URMinus podcast. That was the suggestion how to call this podcast when our Donatas Urbonas is missing from it. He's having some well-deserved rest, and I'm here with Luka Doncic, otherwise known as Rytis Vysniauskas, and Michael Ballack. And I'm Gytis. I was thinking, how should I introduce myself? Bearded Nemanja Nedovic, something like that?
So you just butchered Mikhail Ballack into Michael?
The English commentators would call him Michael.
Right. American.
Or and
American.
Chima Monica, so...
we
give Gytis a pass,
Yeah, that's cool.
It's okay.
That's cool. But now that you said it, I mean, yeah, I do see that.
Yeah.
A lot of people commentating under my videos, you remind me of Michael Ballack. I don't know why, but I looked him up. But
now you do look like young Ballack playing for Leverkusen before he even joined Bayern.
See, I probably remember him from the older days. So
someone also said Vladimir Lucic, but this one is a bit of a reach, I think.
I don't know. I don't see that.
I prefer Ballack, honestly. I look at the photos.
Anyways, today we have a special Q&A episode, and it's even more special than you would think. It's not because Donatas is missing. Could you guys guess why this episode of URBONUS Q&A is so special?
Is it like a 100th
episode?
200th?
It's towards the right mind. Like you're thinking on the right track, but not right. That
200th.
No, it's actually some sad news.
Is it because Taylor Swift won the Super Bowl?
No, it's because Usher was doing the halftime performance.
What's wrong with that?
No, I'm kidding. Today
that was cool.
Actually, the final episode in the studio.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because
We're switching.
We're moving, right?
Yeah, we are moving to a new office, and it's a shame that Donatas, the guy who spent 2.5 years behind this microphone, is not gonna have his goodbye with
his last dance in this studio.
Yeah.
It's good that the new office is like 10 minutes walking distance from my home.
Okay, so you will be you'll still be late.
No, I'll still be 5 minutes late.
But I guess we should start with actually giving a shout out to our subscribers, because these are the guys who are letting us do these podcasts. And this episode is only going to be available in full for our BM Plus subscribers. And I want to give a special thanks to our GM and All-Star members, Nikola Belic, Dave Gassman, Jonut Georgescu, Kimon or Kaiman. And then we have Evaldas, UAB, Emeritus. This is starting to become a advertising show for these guys, because they're starting putting their company names in there. Yeah. Gabriel Serva, Nicozinho, T-Wold21, Stefan Staminic, Koki, Nicola R, Baltvarne, Costas B, Victory, EuroLeague Fantasy Talks, Igor, Nick BG, and Goldflake. Thank you guys for supporting us the way you do.
You remind me of one broadcast where the commentator introduced the whole referee crew.
Yeah.
And Jeff Van Gundy was, for some reason, pissed about it and said, "What is this, a public service announcement?"
Yeah, literally what it is, yeah. But anyways, before we get into the questions that our subscribers and non-subscribers submitted, I think we gotta touch on some historic achievements that were reached last week, starting and ending with Cody Miller-McIntyre's only 4th triple-double in the EuroLeague history. He recorded 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 20 assists against Asvel on Thursday. And with those 20 assists, he also broke the single game assist record.
And first half assist record as well, because he had 12.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I have a question for you guys. I did a reaction to this already on our channel. If you want to check it out. So first, guys, which achievement of these two is more impressive to you? And secondly, does it surprise you that it took so long for another triple-double to happen, that they're so rare in this league?
I'll let Rytis go first.
Well, I'm not that surprised, because Cody Miller-McIntyre was 1 rebound away before.
And maybe 2 rebounds away in another game. Yeah, so you could feel this is going to happen.
So he was always really close, and you could sense that it might happen this year. I am surprised, though, that we didn't have a triple-double for so long. I know that only, I would say, like 10 years ago, EuroLeague started giving assists for a player who passed the ball and his teammate got fouled, and if he makes a free throw, he gets an assist. So in the past, without this, it was like almost impossible to get a triple-double.
And not even that, they also didn't give you an assist if the player dribbles or he
even if it's a fast break, like you make a great pass, but he just
one dribble and that's it.
Makes a one dribble and that's it. You don't get an assist. So EuroLeague became more liberal about assists and it increased, let's say, the opportunities for players to get a triple-double. But it's always about the point guard. You're always expecting a triple-double from a point guard in this league because, well, we don't have that many passing big men apart from maybe Mustafa Fall. Maybe Luke Sikma in Alba Berlin was a guy you could expect to have a triple-double on some career night. But I'm really impressed about the triple-double thing.
More as
much as I'm impressed about the 20 assists, I cannot say which one is more impressive. Because I looked at the stat sheet, and in the fourth quarter, he had like 9 points. He already had a double-double with rebounds and assists. And I thought, knowing Cody Miller-McIntyre and the way he plays the game, it's not guaranteed that he's going to score. He probably wasn't aware of the triple-double thing at the time because I wouldn't say it was a close game, but still, Asvel was hanging in there. So to get a triple-double, you have to play 36, 37 minutes. I mean, it's crazy. Like, historically in the NBA, you only have 4 quadruple-doubles in the history of the NBA. I know that there are much more games, much more players that performed in the NBA. The history is like since 60s or 50s, and
they have 8 more minutes to do that.
Yeah. So like, you cannot compare these two things, but it kind of feels to me this triple-double the same that I would feel about, let's say, Luka Doncic getting a quadruple-double in the NBA, because triple-double in the NBA became
it's almost
casual
daily
thing. Like, it happens every night.
What do you think, Augustus?
Triple-double was, to me, the main, I think, thing from this. And I loved Cody McIntyre's performance, but, and probably a lot of people are going to call me a hater, but it's just, I want to point out 2 things in this assist record. That Baskonia scorers table, man, they're giving out assists on opportunities where that pass doesn't even create, a good shot for his teammates. Like, I rewatched the assist again, and there was one situation, for example, where Marcus Howard comes off a screen, an off-ball screen, makes 3 dribbles inside and shoots a floater, and that's an assist for Cody Miller-McIntyre. Or, he makes 2 dribbles after in another situation. But that's why, for me, the triple-double part was probably the more impressive. But on top of that, as well as defense, is that there is a reason he did that against the worst defensive team, or the second worst defensive team in the league. That SFL defense is just, I don't understand. Like, they now again remind me of the team that played those first 5 games under TJ Parker. And they're helping from strong side, from guys who can shoot. They are cutting the screens on Marcus Howard, that type of stuff. Joffrey Laverne, there was no Yusufa Fall in there, so Joffrey Laverne had to play the center, and they were not going under the screens of Cody Miller-McIntyre, so he could just go inside the paint, make a small pass. And I was like, okay, now I see why these 20 assists happened. But anyway, the total amount is so impressive that I just wanted to point out these 2 details. But the triple-double part, that's crazy to me. It's super hard to do that in Europe.
Really impressive. Congratulations to Cody Miller-McIntyre. It's a huge thing. I don't know how long it was since the last triple-double by Nick.
5 years.
That's not so long. But
that's so long.
But before,
it felt like
before it was 12 years ago.
It felt like it was longer. So
all right, let's move on to the Stark Arena. We're gonna stay there for 2 games. first is the game of Partizan and Bayern, where we saw a crazy game winner from Sylvain Francisco. He sunk that 3 over Kaminsky, I believe.
Yep.
After a switch. First, I just want to say I love seeing undersized point guards doing that, because that's just something that's why I love that the EuroLeague can still accommodate these players, and the NBA is probably moving away from them, so we can still enjoy these moments of these little guys balling. But my question to you guys is, I don't know what's your thoughts on this, but I think Partizan is, well, recently they're on a losing streak, and they've been giving away wins at the end, are unable to close out games. Where do you think the problem lies for them to do that? Because my answer would be probably inexperience. Some of these guys are playing their rookie seasons in the EuroLeague, but maybe you have a different take. Maybe Augustas, you want to start with your insights?
I think it's an easy answer. I think it's their defense. You know, you said it yourself. Who was guarding Sylvain Francisco? Frank Kaminsky. Do you want that? No, you don't. He's like one of the worst defensive players we have in the EuroLeague, and you know. Željko was telling him to foul so they don't have the opportunity to lose the game, because if he makes 2 free throws, then it's a tie game, and you have the last shot. You still have the chance to win, and worst case scenario, you go to OT. He did not. That was one hell of a step back, man. Like, Francisco stopped on his left foot, and he created like 2 meters or even more space with those 2 free steps. I mean, that was just amazing. I
just shouted Iverson. I'm gonna start shouting. It was Allen Iverson.
Man, like the way he crossed him up, like one time, second time, and then a step back. He
worked him in the ISO for a while.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And Francisco is having an amazing season. Like for Bayern, his rookie year, Pablo Lasso gives him nice amount of usage, nice amount of time. He knows where he's the best in ISO situations. Advanced stats also, tell the same thing. And for Partizan it's their defense has never been good, neither last year nor this season, and their offense is just not able anymore to compensate for these lack of defensive, I don't know, efforts, or just they're not structured to play defense well enough. So
I mean, last year they also had Dante Exum and Lazort there.
Yeah.
So I think that was a difference.
Yeah, Lazor is definitely for me the guy that's been missing. Like Bruno Caboclo has been great, but he's still not the same. Like Lazor had so much energy. He played with a passion that ignited the team, that ignited the crowd. He was a beast on defensive and offensive rebounds. And that's what you're missing, I think, from Partizan this year. Bruno Caboclo is a really good player, but just gives you different things, a little bit different things from what Matthias Lazor was giving you. And that's, I think, what they're missing. In the fourth quarter, they can't defend. Ife Lundberg did the same in Bologna with his clutchness in the fourth quarter. So I don't know, Rytis, what do you think?
Did you know that Bayern Munich are 3-0 with Bastian Schweinsteiger in attendance?
I didn't. So who was there in Belgrade?
He was there, yeah.
His wife is Serbian.
Right, yeah. I didn't know that.
Now we know. If you don't know, now you know.
Now we know.
So that's the key factor.
No, honestly, I want to say, like, when we were doing some bold predictions midway through the season, I just said that I see Bayern Munich getting into the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
It still looks tough, but I see a lot of quality in that team and also experienced guys. It starts from Sergi Baca, but there are some others as well. And now Lucic is getting back into his shape. So it's a good team. It's not like Partizan lost against some, underdog team. Like Bayern Munich is solid. They're just one win away from Partizan after this game. So with 11 wins, they're in that mix with FS, Milan, Zalgiris.
And they have 5 games of their 8 remaining at home.
Exactly. So having a coach like Pablo Lasso, you cannot really bet against them. I mean, I wouldn't say that they will definitely make the play-in right now, but there is a chance. They are a good team. So they managed to upset Partizan in Stark Arena. Of course, it's a huge win, and it's a tough thing to do, but I'm not that shocked because of the quality they have.
All right. I guess we can move on to the other game, the game that happened the other day. On Friday, I think you both were commentating that game on different broadcasts, right? So you both saw it. I also watched the game, and I think we shouldn't get into the details of how the game went in full, but just two hot topics out of that game. First of all, the controversy at the end. We saw a unsportsmanlike foul on Ulanovas committed by Iago dos Santos. And right after that, the inbound play, we saw Keenan Evans being really close to stepping on the line. And there's a lot of Twitter posts and comments with different screenshots. I did see a screenshot myself where, in my opinion, the line was not stepped on. And in my opinion, the unsportsmanlike foul was given correctly just because he was hit on the face. Did you guys assess the situation the same way?
I don't know about the line thing, but because it's so hard to say 100%.
It is an inch.
His heel is above the line, so where are his toes? Is he stepping on at least a little bit? So for the ref to see it, it's so tough. I mean, even if they had the opportunity to go to the screen and review it, they couldn't be 100% sure. So that's a tough one. The unsportsmanlike foul, well, this is European basketball. This is where we're living at. I mean, these are the rules, and the refs are following the rules. So,
but I think even in the NBA, that would have been an unsportsmanlike
I'm not sure.
foul.
In the end of the game, in a close game, maybe they wouldn't call it.
But according to the rule book, that's a direct
I haven't
hit
really
to the face.
seen a flagrant foul at the end of a close game in the NBA being called.
Yeah, that's true. I don't like that in Europe. That's
Because,
everybody knows you're fouling.
I don't want the game to be decided by this. But in this case, yes, I completely agree. I mean, he hit him in the face. It's not like he wanted to hit him in the face.
Yeah, exactly. It was
Unlucky.
accidental.
He was unlucky.
Yeah, he wasn't lucky. It was accidental. I mean, they were both jumping in the air, and Ulanovas is taller, so you're trying to reach, and he hit him in his face. So that was the correct call. I mean, they even went to the screen to check it. So these are the rules. You have to live with it. And about that half-court violation, I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. I saw the replays. I saw the print screens everywhere. How can you say that?
It's not definitive.
It's definitely a
either way
violation. Yeah. So one way or another, I mean, I don't really think that Zalgiris capitalized on that unsportsmanlike foul completely.
They missed the free throw.
So there was still a chance for Zvezda to take it to the overtime. I mean, in the last play, Dimša had the ball. He was going for the layup. He probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
So there were still some 2 seconds left. There was no time, obviously, to make a long pass. So you just but that's not how you expect to win games. So in general, I think it was a quality game from both sides. Both sides had struggles defensively, some mistakes as well, but that was a fun game to watch, honestly.
Yeah,
and I agree with you guys about the foul calls, the unsportsmanlike, but I just wanted to say that unsportsmanlike, actually, when Ulanovas missed one free throw, that was even got the situation better for Crvena Zvezda. Why? Because there was 21 seconds remaining. Before there was 24 seconds, so Zalgiris can hold the ball until the end. You need to foul. After that, there was 21 seconds and only 14 on the shot clock because of the unsportsmanlike foul, and you have to throw the ball from the sideline out of bounds. So there was a 7-second difference. And Zvezda didn't need to foul there in the end. And I saw Nemanja Nedovic on the bench.
That's true.
Just showing
I didn't even think about that.
to Yanis Spyropoulos. But he was like, he looked at the clock, and I don't know, maybe he decided that 7 seconds are not enough, and they fouled. And then when it became, the free throw game. But after that unsportsmanlike foul, and Ulana was missing one of two, Zvezda could have just defended it. And if Zalgiris misses, you have a 2-point deficit. So you could even go for a layup. You don't even need a free, or Zalgiris can't foul you in the last 7 seconds. So that was the most interesting part. And I think in that, protesting, go to the review, nobody even actually recognized that.
I didn't clock that either.
I didn't, honestly.
And now something that happened also after those controversial calls or no calls was something that's been happening for a while now in Crvena Zvezda games. Fans started throwing objects on the court, and the game had a brief pause there. I think Zvezda was already fined because they did it now 3 times in 3 weeks, something like that.
Damn.
So they were fined 4,500 euros, 5,000 euros, and we're yet to find out what's going to be the punishment for the Zalgiris incident. And I think it's clear that these relatively like small fees for the club is not doing the job. That's not stopping what's happening.
No, you just have to. I mean, the punishment has to be very simple. You have to play your next game or next 2 games
In an empty gym, probably.
in an empty gym without the fans, and that's it. I don't see any other way.
If only one Serbian club is to remain in the league going forward, which one do you think deserves it more?
50 euros and I answer this question.
I prefer not to speak.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say.
If I speak.
If I speak, I'm
I'm in big trouble. I have nothing to say.
You just saw some fun clips from the entire episode that went over an hour. If you want to see that, just subscribe to BM Plus on BasketNews.com/plus.